They found him in the afternoon, alone, slumped in his chair. The television was still on, flickering silently against his face. No cries for help, no signs of violence. Just a quiet end, labeled natural causes. But let me ask you something. Was it really natural? Because here's the truth most people never talk about. Many men don't die because their heart suddenly stops, or because their body simply gives out. No, many men die because they've been silently giving up for years, not on life itself, but on living fully, on vitality, on energy, on connection, on desire. It doesn't start with a diagnosis. It starts with small things, a glance in the mirror that doesn't last as long as it used to, a hesitation when reaching out for a loved one, a quiet decision not to initiate intimacy anymore, a silent agreement with aging that says, this is just how it goes. But what if that idea is wrong? What if the real danger isn't age, but apathy? You see, as men age, society sends them a message that they're supposed to slow down, fade out, and quietly disappear from the world of passion and purpose. We're told that low energy, low sex drive, emotional distance, these are just normal parts of getting older. So we stop asking questions, we stop seeking solutions. And in that silence, something begins to die. We're told her, and I'm not just talking about sexual function, I'm talking about identity, dignity, self-worth. Yay. Because when a man loses his sense of desire, he often loses something much deeper, his connection to life. The spark that makes him feel alive, not just surviving. The confidence to take up space. The joy of being seen, not as a memory of who he once was, but as someone still full of purpose and strength. But the world doesn't talk about that. Doctors don't warn you about that. Your friends aren't going to say, hey man, how's your testosterone today? And because of that, millions of men live in quiet pain. They feel the distance growing in their relationships. They notice the lack of motivation, the extra weight, the fading passion. But they chalk it up to age, and eventually they disappear. Not physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That's what we call a natural death. But what if it doesn't have to be this way? Saga. This video isn't about promoting some miracle cure. It's about starting a new conversation, a real one, about what happens when we stop caring for one of the most vital parts of our health, our sexual well-being. Because make no mistake, sexual health is health. It affects your hormones, your brain chemistry, your immune system, your mood, your relationships, your sleep, your heart, everything. When you stop using that part of yourself, you're not just turning off the lights in the bedroom, you're turning off the lights in your whole house. But here's the good news, it's not too late. Nanguhem, your body still remembers, your mind still craves connection, your spirit still wants to rise. So stay with me. In this video, we're going to uncover 4 silent killers of men's sexual health, 4 forces that steal our vitality without warning. And then we'll talk about how to take back what's yours, naturally, powerfully, and with dignity. You're not fading. You're not finished. You're evolving. Let's begin. Let me ask you something deeply personal, but incredibly important. When was the last time you felt truly alive in your body? I don't mean just functioning. I mean fully present, fully confident, fully you. Because for many men, especially after their 40s or 50s, that vibrant connection to their own body starts slipping away. And here's where it begins, with a quiet, gradual decline in erection strength. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no warning bell, no flashing red light. One day, things feel slightly off. A week later, it's harder to stay in the moment. Months pass, and suddenly, intimacy feels like pressure, not pleasure. But what's really happening beneath the surface? The truth is, your sexual function is a use it or lose it system, just like your muscles. And that's not a metaphor. It's biology. Think about your biceps. You hit the gym, they grow. You stop training, they shrink. Your body adapts based on what you do or don't do. And your penis, though not a muscle in the traditional sense, responds the same way. Without regular stimulation, blood flow decreases, nerve signals weaken, hormonal pathways become sluggish. Over time, the body stops prioritizing a system it thinks you no longer need. Mid-disease. It's quiet, it's gradual, and it's incredibly dangerous. Mid-disease. Why? Because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to bounce back. See, many men don't even notice the decline at first. They chalk it up to stress, aging, or a busy schedule. I've just been tired. It'll pass. And maybe it does once or twice. But slowly, Your confidence fades. You stop initiating. You avoid situations that might go there. You start disconnecting, not just from your partner, but from yourself. And what most men don't realize is this, that avoidance tells your brain something. It tells your body, we're done here. So your biology adapts. Blood vessels narrow, testosterone drops, nerves dull, and like a muscle left unused, the system begins to atrophy. By the time many seek help, the issue isn't just psychological, it's physical, it's structural, and rebuilding it takes serious commitment. But here's the good news. It's not irreversible. Not yet. The first step is awareness. The second is action. This isn't about ego or performance. It's about health. Sexual function is tied to cardiovascular health, neurological function, hormone balance, and emotional connection. When a man loses his sexual vitality, it often signals deeper issues. Poor circulation, high stress, nutrient deficiencies, lack of movement, emotional disconnection. So ask yourself, are you moving your body daily? Are you getting restorative sleep? Are you managing your stress? Or ignoring it until it explodes? Are you connected to your partner or just going through the motions? When was the last time you felt arousal, not just physically, but mentally? Because desire doesn't die. It dims. It hides behind our daily distractions, but it can be rekindled if you pay attention. And yes, this might be uncomfortable. No one likes admitting things are changing, but silence is not strength. Avoidance is not masculinity. Real strength is taking ownership of your health before things break down. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s regain their spark. Not because of magic pills, but because they took the right steps early enough. They moved more, ate better, slept deeper, opened up emotionally, trained their bodies and their brains to stay alive, not just survive. You can too. So if you're noticing subtle changes, don't brush them off. Talk to your doctor. Get your testosterone and nitric oxide levels checked. Look at your habits. Rebuild the connection to your body before the distance becomes too wide to cross. You were made for more than just existing. You were made to live, fully, vibrantly, powerfully. Use it or lose it. And in the next part, we'll explore how stress, the invisible enemy, could be the biggest thief of your vitality. Stay with me. Let me take you behind the scenes of something that's quietly shaping your energy, your strength, and your very sense of being a man. We're talking about testosterone, the hormone that fuels much more than your sex drive. It's the engine of vitality, mood, muscle, and even your heart health. But here's the truth. It doesn't just disappear overnight. It slowly collapses, like a city losing its power grid section by section, until one day the lights go out. Now what causes this breakdown? Surprisingly, it's not just age. It's a lack of stimulation. When there's no regular sexual activity, no mental arousal, no spark to ignite the system, the brain interprets it as a signal. We don't need this anymore. And so, in a misguided effort to help, it shuts down the factory. Testosterone production drops. Quietly, gradually, and the effects ripple across your entire life. Have you ever felt unusually tired, even after a full night's sleep? Like your body just doesn't want to get moving anymore? That's not just aging. That's low testosterone whispering in the background. Your muscles don't recover like they used to. Workouts feel harder. Motivation fades. It's not in your head. It's in your hormones. And there's more. The emotional toll can be devastating. Studies show that men with low testosterone are significantly more prone to depression. It's not just sadness. It's a deep, unexplainable grayness that clouds everything. You might find yourself withdrawing, feeling numb, or constantly irritable without knowing why. This isn't weakness, it's chemistry. And perhaps most alarming, your heart could be at risk. Research from the American Heart Association shows that men with chronically low testosterone levels have a higher chance of developing cardiovascular disease. That's right, what starts in the bedroom doesn't stay there. It can echo in your chest silently until it's too late. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you truly felt alive? Not just okay, but genuinely energized, focused, and passionate. If that moment feels like a distant memory, you're not alone. Millions of men are walking around in a fog they don't even know they're in, because it crept in so slowly, so quietly, that it felt normal. but normal isn't always healthy. Just because many men experience this doesn't mean it's inevitable or acceptable. Imagine your body like a musical instrument. If you stop playing it, it goes out of tune. If you never touch it again, it starts to crack and gather dust. But if you pick it up daily, even just a little, it stays alive. Your hormones work the same way. When you ignore stimulation, physical, emotional, sexual, the body forgets how to respond. But when you rekindle the spark, when you engage your senses, your emotions, your body, the system remembers. The good news? This collapse can be slowed. In some cases, even reversed. Simple lifestyle changes, like regular exercise, better sleep, healthy fats, and mindful intimacy, can reawaken the brain's signal to produce testosterone. Not through pills or patches, but through nature's own design. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. 5 minutes of stretching in the morning, a short walk after dinner, a real conversation with someone you care about. These moments matter. They reconnect you to your body, your breath, and your purpose. Over time, they whisper to your brain, "We're still here, keep the fire burning." Because this isn't just about a number on a lab test. It's about how you feel when you wake up, how you show up for your loved ones, how you carry yourself in the world. Testosterone is not just a hormone. It's your spark. And the collapse? It isn't final. Not if you decide right now to take that first small step. You've got more power than you think. And your body? It's waiting for your signal. Let's talk about something most men don't like to bring up: prostate health. It's not exactly a popular dinner topic, but ignoring it can have serious consequences. Especially for men over 40, and even more so after 50, this quiet gland starts to speak up, and not in a good way. Here's the truth. When ejaculation is infrequent or completely absent for long periods of time, the seminal fluid doesn't just disappear. Instead, it begins to build up inside the prostate gland. Now think of the prostate like a small balloon. It fills with fluid, and if that fluid isn't released regularly, it starts to stagnate. That stagnation can lead to inflammation, swelling, and eventually even blockages in the ducts of the prostate. So what does that mean in everyday life? First, discomfort. You might start to feel pressure in your lower abdomen. Then comes the frequent need to urinate, especially at night. You go to the bathroom multiple times, but it never feels like your bladder is truly empty. You're tired, frustrated, and your sleep is wrecked. But it doesn't stop there. This chronic backup of fluid causes low-grade inflammation. Your immune system kicks into action and stays activated for long periods of time. It's like running your car engine 24/7. Something's gonna wear out. That constant immune response doesn't just make you tired. It can affect your entire body, from your digestion to your mood. And if left unchecked for years, the risk increases for something far more serious: prostate cancer. Several studies have linked chronic inflammation in the prostate to higher chances of developing cancer later in life. So this isn't just about discomfort. It's about prevention. It's about taking action now, not waiting for a doctor's warning later. Let's pause for a moment. Ask yourself, have I been ignoring signs my body is sending me? Am I normalizing discomfort just because I'm aging? Do I feel shame or hesitation around topics like sexual health or urination? If you answered yes to any of those, you're not alone. Society doesn't make it easy for men to talk about these issues, but real strength isn't staying silent. Real strength is being informed, proactive, and unapologetically caring for your own health. So what can you actually do starting today? Hasak. Keep the system flowing. Regular sexual release, whether through intimacy or other healthy means, isn't just pleasure. It's maintenance. Move your body. Exercise stimulates circulation around the pelvic area and keeps muscles toned. It also reduces inflammation across the board. Stay hydrated. Water helps flush toxins and reduce concentrated urine that can irritate the prostate. Eat foods that fight inflammation. Think tomatoes, green leafy vegetables, nuts, and omega-3 rich fish. Avoid excess sugar, alcohol, and processed meat. These are major culprits behind inflammation in men over 50. Practice pelvic floor stretches. Gentle yoga or physical therapy exercises can relieve tension and improve urination. Get checked annually. PSA tests, digital exams, or ultrasounds may sound intimidating, but early detection saves lives. And here's something powerful. Talk about it. Share what you're experiencing with a doctor, a friend, a partner. There is no shame in seeking help. In fact, that one conversation could be the thing that keeps you healthy and thriving for years to come. Your health is not just about avoiding disease. It's about living fully, feeling good in your body, sleeping through the night, laughing with energy, loving without limits. And remember, this isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about preserving what's working, about honoring the life you've built and the body that's carried you through it all. Maybe you've spent decades putting others first, your family, your job, your responsibilities. But now, it's time to place your health at the center. Because when you're strong, everything around you gets stronger too. Memdes, your sabzi have memdes bibli, your slay copper. Not a moment of fear, but a moment of clarity. You have the power to reclaim your health, to reduce inflammation, and to protect your prostate before problems become permanent. Start today, one step, one choice, one new habit. Because your body is speaking to you. And this time, you're going to listen. Let's talk about something deeper than hormones or muscles. Your heart, your emotions, your soul. Because even if your body is functioning, what happens when your spirit begins to dim? You see, physical changes are often obvious. Fatigue, weight gain, maybe a lack of desire. But what about the invisible symptoms? The ones that creep in slowly and silently. The emotional distance, the emptiness, the loss of joy. When the body no longer receives the stimulation it's designed for, not just physical, but also emotional, something profound happens. The mind starts to shut down pathways of connection. It says, you're not using this, so maybe you don't need it. And slowly the spark dims. That spark? It's what gives your days meaning. It's the reason you wake up excited, smile for no reason, or feel goosebumps during a good conversation. When that fades, you may still look fine on the outside, going through the motions, but inside, there's a slow disconnection from joy, from purpose, from people. It's not just about sex or relationships, it's about feeling seen, feeling valuable, feeling alive. Have you ever found yourself pulling away from people you care about? Not because you want to, but because it just feels easier. Or maybe you've stopped making plans, stopped laughing, stopped dreaming. These are signs, not of weakness, but of disconnection. And here's the powerful truth. You can reconnect. But first, you must recognize what's been lost. Emotional vitality is like a flame. It needs fuel. That fuel comes from physical movement, emotional expression, shared intimacy, laughter, creativity, and meaningful relationships. Without it, the flame flickers and dims. So how do you relight it? Magali, Vagali. Start by reaching out. One text, one phone call, one honest conversation. Sakhali. Move your body not just for fitness but for joy. Dance in your kitchen. Walk in nature. Breathe in life again. Speak your truth. If you're lonely, say it. If you're scared, share it. Vulnerability is the doorway to healing. Do something small each day that reminds you of who you are. Journal, sing, paint, pray, meditate, or simply sit in silence with your hand on your heart. Let the tears fall if they come. Let the laughter rise when it shows up. Embrace it all. Most importantly, do not believe the lie that this numbness is your new normal. You are not meant to simply exist. You are meant to feel, connect, and thrive. You have the power to choose a different path. Not alone, not all at once, but step by step. And each step forward is a reclamation of your vitality. Ask yourself now, have I stopped feeling excited about life? Have I lost touch with what brings me joy? Do I miss the version of me that used to feel more alive? If you nodded even slightly, don't ignore it. Start today. Choose one thing that stirs your soul, one thing that makes your heart beat faster. And do it, not because someone told you to, but because you remember now. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of fully living again. And if you're wondering whether it's too late, let me tell you, it's not. You could be 35 or 75. The capacity for emotional renewal never expires. The brain is still plastic, your heart still beats, and your soul is still whispering, waiting for you to listen. Remember that small joys often unlock bigger ones. A morning coffee on the porch, watching the sunrise, calling an old friend just to say, "I miss you." These are not trivial acts. They're anchors. They remind us that we're still here, still human, still capable of connection. And connection is the antidote to emotional drift. So don't wait for a perfect moment to feel whole again. Create it in the chaos, in the quiet, in the cracks of everyday life. Because every breath is a chance to come back home to yourself. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are becoming. And this is your invitation to begin again. Let's end with a truth that too many people forget. It's never too late. No matter your age, your past, or how long you felt disconnected, your body, your spirit, your heart, still remember. What we've talked about today isn't about lust. It's not about vanity or chasing youth. It's about health. Full, vibrant, holistic health. The kind that includes your emotional, physical, and intimate well-being. The kind that lets you feel alive, confident, and connected. You see, your body isn't just a machine that breaks down with time. It's a memory bank. Every hug, every kiss, every joyful moment you've lived, it's still in there, deep in your nervous system. Your body remembers how to feel pleasure, how to move freely, how to laugh fully. It just needs a reason to awaken again. And the beautiful part? You don't have to go back in time to reclaim it. You only have to go forward with intention. Start small. Maybe it's waking up and stretching like you used to. Or putting on music that moves your soul. Maybe it's finally having that honest conversation with your partner. Or even just looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, "I am still here. I still matter." This isn't about perfection. It's about presence. You don't need to be who you once were. You only need to honor who you are now and give that person a chance to live more fully. And yes, there may be fear. Fear of judgment, of rejection, of failure. But fear is not your enemy. It's your compass. It tells you what matters. If this topic stirred something inside you, a memory, a longing, even a quiet ache, don't ignore it. That's your inner wisdom calling. And if you felt shame around this subject, let it go. You're not broken. You're not too old. You're not alone. Anakati now. Yarakhan income. Debirchmen. You are human. You are worthy. You are capable of feeling joy, passion, and connection again. Heshiata. Let this be your moment. Not a dramatic overhaul, but a quiet reclaiming of your health, of your dignity, of your joy. So go ahead. Take one step, just one. Because healing doesn't start with perfection. It starts with permission. And you, my friend, have permission to begin again. And maybe, just maybe, you'll inspire someone else to do the same. You never know who's watching. A partner, a friend, a child, a stranger. Hoping for a sign that it's okay to begin again too. Your courage could be the spark for someone else's renewal. You are part of a bigger story, one where healing, hope, and wholeness are always possible. No matter where you are on your journey, there's always a next step, and there is always time. Manasan, so take a breath. Manasan, Manasan, stand a little taller. Jura, Manasan Jura, smile at the life still ahead of you. Because it's still yours to live, and it's going to be beautiful. If this message touched your heart, even just a little, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment and share the moment that hit home for you. Hit the like button if this gave you something to think about or feel. And make sure to subscribe to Elder Voice Daily, where every story is a gentle reminder to live with more presence, depth, and dignity. Most importantly, take just one step today, no matter how small, to reconnect with the part of you that still believes in joy, connection, and meaning. You are not alone. You are not too late, and you are absolutely not done. This is your turning point, not someday, today. Let's walk this path together. One voice, one truth, one day at a time.